Hey guys, welcome back to lesson 9 of our crypto crash course brought to you by the Coin Collective channel. So in today's lesson, we're going to talk about Flare networks. So we will talk about what is Flare networks, why is Flare networks important, and how will you be able to make money when it launches in the next few months. So Flare networks simply just is a platform that people can move non-Turing complete assets, which are XRP, Dogecoin, Stellar, and Litecoin. Those are the assets it will launch with, and simply non-Turing complete just means that these assets do not have smart contract capability. Flare allows them to be minted on their network and moved onto their platform and have smart contract capability. Flare brings smart contract capability to these non-Turing complete assets that we just mentioned, and it does it in a highly scalable and extremely efficient way that has not been done before. That is why Flare is an important platform that is being built right now. In this lesson, we are not going to dive too deep into the technicalities of how Flare works, because Flare is a very complicated and huge ecosystem. So instead, we're just going to show you guys how to utilize it to beef up your revenue streams when it launches. Because at the end of the day, what we all want to understand is how we can use these systems to grow our portfolio. Like they say in their mission statement, 75% of the value that exists in public blockchain cannot currently be used in a trustless manner with smart contracts. This value that I am talking about here is in the proof-of-stake networks that currently exist. And we spoke about in a previous video what proof-of-stake was and the proof-of-stake consensus mechanisms that exist now. When these networks scale, there is a security issue that is now being solved by Flare networks. If you yourself would like to understand to a deeper level what these things are, you can simply come to their website and read deeper on it. But we believe that the true value in Flare is simply understanding how to navigate their platform when it launches. We just explained to you guys what Flare Network is, why it's important, and now let's get into the real chunk of this video. How do you use the ecosystem? How do you earn that yield with your XRP or your XLM or these other assets that will be able to be minted on their platform? Okay guys, we're here at the computer. This is the chart we will be using today to explain Flare networks and how you move your XRP or your other idle assets over to their platform. Don't be alarmed. We are only going to be using one section of this chart to explain Flare networks. I know all these different lines and boxes can make your head spin, but I'm going to go through it very slowly with you guys. We have included this chart as well as an attachment below this video so you guys can follow along with us. All right, so let's go ahead and zoom into the XRP ledger. So for the example today, we are going to be using XRP. XRP is not the only asset you can mint onto Flare. It's just probably going to be one of the most used assets on Flare because XRP is such a popular and widely used token. So to start out, guys, you have your XRP here, and you have it in your wallet or you have it on an exchange somewhere. And when you move your XRP onto the Flare network, you have to go through an agent. The agent is going to be holding your XRP when you mint your FXRP on the Flare network. F in front of XRP stands for Flare. It is a one-to-one mint of XRP. You can exchange FXRP for XRP one-to-one. A question you might have is, I'm giving some random person my XRP holdings. How is that safe? So when you go through these agents into the Flare network, your XRP is locked up in a smart contract with this agent. If the agent was to run off with your funds and do something malicious with them, they have to lock up 2.5 times the value of your XRP or whatever asset you are minting on their network in Spark token. So if they ran off with your assets, you would be awarded 2.5 times the value of your XRP, which is a great security feature. Okay, so now we have gone through an agent and we have got our FXRP into the Flare ecosystem. What do I do with it from here? So I'm going to show you guys. You take your FXRP, as you can see here, and you bring it down and you can deposit it into what is called Flare Farms. Flare Farm is a yield farm and allows you to earn yield on your FXRP for staking it into the Flare Farm feature. So when you guys deposit your FXRP into Flare Farm, you then can earn 3 types of tokens. Yield Flare, which has the ticker YFlare, Spark, which has the ticker Flare, and then YFin, which is the one that we will be talking about today. YFin, or YieldFin, is the governance token for the Flare network and has a very small supply. YFin only has 11,000 tokens. That is extremely tiny. So if you could even get 1 YFin under your belt, you are basically a whale. The earlier you are into this ecosystem, the better the chance is that you can accumulate 1, 2, maybe even 3 YFin. So since it has such a small supply, when the Flare network launches, the earlier you are able to get your assets deposited into Flare Farm and start earning that YFin, you will have a whole lot better of a chance of accumulating this extremely scarce token, which has a greater chance of appreciating in value a whole lot faster than Spark or YFlare, which have a huge supply. Okay, so we've talked about how you get your XRP into the Flare ecosystem. We've talked about what an agent is, going through an agent, how an agent is a secure feature of Flare networks. The first place that you should deposit your FXRP, which is the Flare Farm, which asset you should choose initially to earn the best yield and earn the best token that you possibly can. And then from here, you can take your YFin, this is super cool, you can take your YFin and move it in to Flare loans, and you can earn more YFin. So you are taking your rewards and you're earning more rewards with your rewards. Crazy, isn't it? So it's this whole system that piggybacks off of each other. Now, you don't have to just earn YFin. I'm trying to make that abundantly clear. And it doesn't just have to be XRP that you're earning these assets with. You can earn it with XDC, you can earn it with Dogecoin, you can earn it with Litecoin, you can earn it with XLM. Whatever asset that Flare supports to be minted on their network can be done exactly the same way that we're explaining to you guys. So we have our YFin in Flare Loans now. Flare Loans is a feature that allows you to loan your assets in a non-custodial way, which is amazing because Nexo, which we explained in a recent video, is a custodial loaning platform that is centralized. Flare Loans is a non-custodial loaning platform, and you can collateralize your assets up to 70%, which is great. So if you deposit your YFin into Flare Loans, you then can earn APR in F assets, or you can earn more YFin. And so you have your YFin earning more YFin. You can then deposit it again with the rewards you get from Flare Loans over into Flare Mutual. Don't really worry about what Flare Mutual is. It's just a feature of the Flare networks that you can deposit your YFin and your earned rewards in other assets if you so choose to continue earning more rewards. We are just walking you through what we perceive to be the most efficient way to earn rewards and earn more revenue on the Flare network. Once you have your YFIN deposited in Flare Mutual, you can earn more F assets, which could be F Litecoin, FXLM, more FXRP, whatever is a F asset that you can mint into the Flare ecosystem like we explained earlier. Or you can select to earn more YFIN, which we think is the best path, is you want to accumulate as much of this YFIN as you possibly can because there is such a small supply of it. Okay, so we just talked about Flare Mutual, we talked about Flare Loans, we talked about Flare Farm, and how you put your FXRP and you earn more F assets, and you have like this cycle that you can just keep milking over and over again to continue to earn more money. Also, what is amazing is the F assets you earn in Flare Mutual can then be redeposited back into Flare Loans. And you can just keep this circle going of all the different things that you are earning in this ecosystem. And with Flare Loans, you can deposit your F assets right back into Flare Loans and just keep earning more and more and more. All this is just a big cycle that you can just keep running your money through as long as you'd like. So the next thing we are going to talk about is the Flare governance staking. So this is where you would take your YFIN after you've earned it. This is why they have YFIN. YFIN is the governance token of this ecosystem. You delegate your YFIN as governance. So you get to make decisions on this network because you hold YFIN. You've been earning YFIN. You take your YFIN and you can vote on things, which is the future of this network. And then since you're voting and you're participating in the future of this protocol and this ecosystem, you then get rewarded in more YFIN or Spark or Yield Flare or FDoge, or as you can see, you can get rewarded in any of these. It's just up to you, and it's up to what you select to get rewarded in. All of these rewards are what you choose. So then you then could take the rewards you get from the Flare governance and you just bring it right back on over, and you just keep this cycle going. Depositing your FXRP, earning rewards, depositing it elsewhere, and just keep on building your Spark and your YieldFin and your F assets and just building that portfolio for yourself. This is why we believe that Flare initially can be such a great revenue stream for people and such a great way to earn more money on assets that otherwise were sitting stagnant in your wallet. To finish up this chart, guys, I'm going to do a really quick recap, and I'm going to explain what the application will look like when Flare launches and you go to deposit your assets. We talked about your XRP or whatever asset is available on the Flare network, minting it through an agent, how an agent works, where to move your FXRP in the ecosystem first, how to start earning rewards, how to take those rewards, move them, and continue compounding those rewards in other parts of the Flare ecosystem, and then where you can continuously move them, and how to be a great contributor and participant in this network, and even how to use your YFIN and vote in the governance staking program. When this platform launches, it will be a very simple, streamlined app. This chart makes it seem a whole lot more complicated than it really will be. You most likely won't ever even see the agent that your XRP had to go through to get your FXRP. We are just explaining the whole process and how this works. It's almost like you never see the Bitcoin miners that exist on the Bitcoin network. It's just something that happens behind the scene. We just talked about what is Flare, why is Flare important, and how to use the Flare ecosystem when it comes out. At the time of filming this video, Flare is in the testnet phase, which is called the Songbird network, and it is going extremely well. We do not know when Flare will go to mainnet and the full launch will happen, but so far everything is running very smoothly. So that's it for today's lesson. We thought it was very important to bring this information to you guys, although we know it is a lot. But if Flare is able to achieve their goal, so many people all over the world will use this platform directly or not even knowing it, indirectly. We thank you guys for watching, and we will see you in the next lesson.